Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, in today's lecture, we are going to explore in second unit about the decisions, an important skill of life for a better living. Decisions. Decision making involves many choices. Many people are afraid to make decisions because they may make a wrong one. Teach yourselves that common sense, general knowledge, and their value systems are the most important criteria for good decision making. Meaning of decision making. Let's talk little bit about it. Decision making is a process of selecting the best among the different alternatives. It's the act of making a choice. There are so many alternatives found in any organizations or departments. Decision making is defined as the selection of choice of one best alternative. According to Stephen, he says decision making is defined as the selection of a preferred course of allocation from two or more alternatives. And then, before making decisions, all alternatives should be evaluated from which advantages and disadvantages are known. It helps to make the best decisions. Decision making is also one of the most important functions of management. Without other management functions such as planning, organization or organizing, directing, controlling, staffing cannot be conducted, because in this managerial function decision is very important. और ये हमें इस बात को ये मानना पड़ेगा कि जो चॉइस की जो सिलेक्शन है वो क्या आप लेते हैं, कि वेदर यू आर वेरी विजिलेंट and very observant, that you are keeping in mind all the things in your mind, all the results, all the experiences which has been gone in the past. तो आप उन सारी चीज़ों को मद्देनज़र रख के किसी चीज़ को चूज़ करते हैं जो कि आप की कामयाबी या नाकामी का बायस बन सकता है. And then, in its simplest sense, decision making is the act of choosing between two or more courses of action. इसके अंदर जब हम ये चीज़ देखते हैं तो हम कहते हैं कि we should be better, और इसकी चीज़ की गहराई को पहुंचना कि उस टाइम के लिए उतनी अमाउंट में जो है उस एनवायरनमेंट के लिए उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट के मुताबिक विच इज़ द बेटर चॉइस विच विल गिव यू मोर रिस्पेक्ट and strengthen your ability of decision making. In the wider process of problem solving, Decision making involves choosing between possible solutions to a problem. Decisions can be made through either an intuitive or respond process or a combination of these two. Let's talk about intuition now. Intuition is using your gut feelings about possible courses of action, although people talk about it as if it was a magical sense. Intuition is actually a combination of past experience and your personal values. It is worth taking your intuition into account because it reflects your learning about life. It is, however, not always based on reality. Only your perceptions, जो आप सोचते हैं, जो आपकी गट फीलिंग अंदर से आपका इंट्यूशन कहता है, many of which may have started in childhood and may not be very mature as a result. It is therefore worth examining your gut feeling closely, especially if you have a very strong feeling against a particular course of action, to see if you can work out why and whether the feeling is justified. तो इंट्यूशन को जब तक हम शार्प नहीं करते, इस प्रैक्टिस इंट्यूशन हमारी अंदर की सेंस जो है वो क्या कहती है. After intuition, let's talk about reasoning now. Reasoning is using the facts and figures in front of you to make decisions. Reasoning has its roots in the here and now and in facts. It can, however, ignore emotional aspects to the decision, and in particular issues from the past that may affect the way that the decision is implemented. The process of thinking about something is a logical way in order to form a conclusion or judgment, और यही ability जो है of mind to think and understand things in a logical way जो उसकी बुनियाद बनती है. Intuition is a preferably acceptable means of making a decision, although it is generally more appropriate when the decision is of a simple nature or needs to be made quickly. कि जिस तरह हम बाज़ औक़ात कह देते हैं कि जल्दी जल्दी बताओ दो और दो कितने होते हैं, अच्छा 3 2 कितने हो गए. In such a way, more complicated decisions tend to require a more formal structured approach, usually involving both intuition and reasoning. It is important to be wary of impulsive reactions to a situation. And it's been seen that applying both reason and intuition to making a decision brings very fruitful results. One way to do this is to apply the two aspects in turn. It's useful to start with reason and gather facts and figures. कि पहले उसको जो है फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स को इकट्ठा कर लें लॉजिकली. Once you have a obvious decision, it's the turn of intuition. कि जब आप सोच लें कि मेरा ख्याल है कि मैं ये फैसला करने लगा हूँ, तो देन यू ब्रिंग इन इंट्यूशन. हाउ डू यू फील अबाउट द आंसर? डज इट फील राइट? If not, have another look and see if you can work out why not. If you are not emotionally committed to the decision you have made, you won't implement it well or effectively. तो उसके लिए आपका इस चीज़ के ऊपर मजबूती के साथ कारबंद होना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि once you have decided, then you got to implement it. It's very important to look at the decision making styles now. What are they? These styles could be analytic, conceptual, directive, and behavioral. And it tells the tolerance for ambiguity, or it could say way of thinking rationally, reasonably, reason with reasons, or intuitively with intuitions. And let's talk about analytic, that every leader prefers a different way to contemplate a decision. The four styles of decision making are directive, analytic, conceptual, and behavioral. Each style is a different method of weighing alternatives and examining solutions. Decision making is the selection of a procedure to weigh alternatives and find a solution to a problem. In addition, certain situations will require different approaches of decision making in order to be effective. Let's talk about directive style now. This form of decision making relies on a rational and autocratic style that results in the employee using his own knowledge, experience, and judgment to choose the best alternative. This type of leader is very rational but thinks mostly about the short term. The biggest issue in this style of decision making is that rarely does the leader have all of the information to make an effective decision. Example of it, that if he come to know that the shopping mall which he is going to build similar to his, and other real estate person is going to open very soon, तो क्या होगा कि उस चीज़ का इसके ऊपर एक ड्रास्टिक इफेक्ट ओवरऑल सिनेरियो के ऊपर, इसके रियल स्टेट के बिजनेस के ऊपर जो है वो पड़ जाएगा. एंड देन कॉन्सेप्चुअल, इट इज कंसर्न्ड विद लॉन्ग टर्म, वेयर एज हमने डायरेक्टिव देखा कि वो शॉर्ट टर्म था. एंड इन कॉन्सेप्चुअल ये जो है looks at it with long-term results, brainstorming of alternatives, creative approaches to the problem solving, and taking higher risks. For example, फर्ज करें कि डॉक्टर शाहीन पाशा जो है gathered her team together and presented the issue of the undeveloped land scenario to her team members. She gave the team all of the key information she had acquired during her research. She and her team spent days जो हैं उसकी ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करने में, उसके ऑल्टरनेटिव्स ढूंढने के अंदर कि इस प्लॉट के अंदर हमें क्या करना चाहिए, और उसको इवैल्यूएशन की हर एक एक चीज़ की, और कोई भी आइडिया ऐसा नहीं था जिसको के रद्द किया जा सकता हो। एंड द टीम ने उसके अंदर से एक जो है प्लान उसको डिसाइड किया, चूज किया फ्रॉम दोज अमंग मैनी। वो क्या था कि उसका फाइनेंशियल विंडफॉल जो है वो कंपनी के लिए बहुत अच्छा था। तो डॉक्टर शाहीन पाशा एंड हर टीम इस नतीजे पे पहुंची कि ठीक है जी, हम यहाँ पे एक अम्यूज़मेंट पार्क बनाएंगे जिसका थीम होगा इंक्लूजन पे, और उसका प्रपोजल हम जल्दी जमा करवा देंगे। द टीम मेड कॉन्सेप्चुअल फ्रेमवर्क of the park to facilitate whole community with layer activities। तो उस चीज़ को जो है एक लॉन्ग टर्म बेस के ऊपर के इसमें फ़ायदा किसका होगा, यानी कि कंपनी का भी फ़ायदा होगा और कम्युनिटी का भी फ़ायदा होगा। एंड देन लेट्स टॉक अबाउट एनालिटिकल नाउ। एनालिटिकल स्किल आर द एबिलिटी टू कलेक्ट, गैदर, visualize and analyze information in details. They include also the ability to see a problem or situation from different points of view. Analytical skills allow to solve complex problems by making decisions in the most effective way. People with an analytical social style are typically described by others as quiet, logical, and sometimes reserved or cautious. They tend to appear distant from others। कि लोग कहते हैं कि ये बड़ा जनाब ये तजिया निगार सा है, ये बड़ा खुश्क बंदा है, ये दूसरों से दूर रहता है और ये इतनी ज़्यादा लोगों के साथ बात नहीं करता, और जितनी उसको बात करने की ज़रूरत होती है उतनी बात करता है, उससे ज़्यादा वो बात ही नहीं करता। Analytic style decision making has high tolerance for ambiguity and is rational. The decision making style is due to uncertainty and lack of information. For example, when the management is discussing about acquisition, they do not make decision fast. They want to have more information before they make the major acquisition. They have to find answers to many what if questions। कि इसके अंदर वो बड़ा रैशनली तो काम कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन उसकी वजह से लोग फ्रीली उनके साथ जो है इंफॉर्मेशन उनको नहीं दे सकते, जिसकी वजह से जब वो कोई डिसीजन एंड के अंदर लेने लगते हैं तो उसके अंदर से तरह तरह के सवालात निकलते हैं कि अगर ऐसा हो गया, व्हाट इफ़, अगर ऐसा हो गया, तो ये चीज़ जो है उसको थोड़ा सा जो है थोड़ा सा पीछे फेंक देती है। एंड देन बिहेवियरल स्टाइल decision making has low tolerance for ambiguity and is intuitive. The manager possesses behavioral style. Decision making will engage in team discussion. He is responsive to the mood of the team members. He makes decision based on what feels right and what will motivate the team members to perform. The decision is communicated clearly and leaves no room for doubt। कि ये हर किसी के मिजाज को, तबीयत को, उसकी साइकोलॉजी को मद्देनज़र रख के तो की जाती है, जिसकी वजह से उसको किसी किस्म का जो है वो नाकामी का सामना नहीं करना पड़ता और उसके अंदर कोई एम्बिग्विटी और डाउट भी नहीं रहता कि ये डिसीजन जो है ये कामयाब हो जाएगा या नहीं होएगा। In this slide we are going to talk about the importance of decision making. First thing, that without decision making, different managerial functions such as planning, organizing, directing, controlling, staffing cannot be conducted. In other words, when an employee does, he or she does the work through decision making function. Therefore, we can say that decision is important element to implement the managerial function. Second importance is pervasiveness of decision making. The decision is made in all managerial activities and in all functions of the organization. It must be taken by all staff. Without decision making, any kind of function is not possible. So, it is pervasive. And then evaluation of managerial performance. Decisions can evaluate managerial performance. When decision is correct, it is understood that the manager is qualified, able and efficient. When the decision is wrong, it is understood that the manager is disqualified. So, decision making evaluate the managerial performance. And then, helpful in planning and policies. Any policy or plan is established through decision making. ये हर कोई जानता है. Without decision making, no plans and policies are performed. In the process of making plans, appropriate decisions must be made from so many alternatives. Therefore, decision making is an important process which is helpful in planning. And fifth one is selecting the best alternatives. Decision making is the process of selecting the best alternatives. It's necessary in every organization because there are many alternatives. So, decision makers evaluate various advantages and disadvantages of every alternative and select the best alternative what they think is best. And the sixth importance of decision making is successful operation of business. Every individual, department and organization makes the decision about everything to run its businesses. In this competitive world, organization can exist when the correct and appropriate decisions are made. Therefore, correct decisions help in successful operation of business. To whom we can say that these are effective decisions? So, we are going to talk about it now. Decisions need to be capable of being implemented, whether on a personal or organizational level. You do therefore need to be committed to the decision personally and be able to persuade others of its merits. An effective decision making process therefore needs to be ensured that you are able to do it. Effective decision making process. Many of these issues can be overcome by using a structured decision making process. This will help you to reduce more complicated decisions down to simpler steps. Number one, facing a serious crosswords in your personal life. The choices you make today define your future. Think in years, not days. ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी चीज़ है कि think in years, not days. Think ahead. Decision needs to be done with care for a long-term effect. And then number two, understand the effect of decision fatigue. It's important to be self-aware of what state of mind you are in before tackling a hard choice. Number three, cut down on the number of decisions you have to make each day. कि बहुत ज़्यादा सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अगर आप एवरी डे सेम भी कपड़े पहन लेंगे तो ये आपको बहुत सारी डिसीजन से बचा लेगा. द मोर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी we take on in our lives, the more decisions we are forced to make. And as we have seen, letting the small choices pile up sets us up for failure. कि बहुत सारी चीज़ों को पाइल अप कर ही जाना कि ये भी कर लेंगे ये भी कर लेंगे, तो एंड में क्या होता है कि हमें फेलियर का सामना करना पड़ जाता है. एंड नंबर फोर, consider the opposite. Reduce your overconfidence about what you know. कि हर चीज़ को यही नहीं कहना चाहिए मुझे सारा कुछ पता है. See how any decisions are arrived at. Identify the decision. To make a decision, you must first identify the problem you need to solve or the question you need to answer. Steps that how this decision was made. Plan decision making to meet deadlines. There can also be serious consequences for failing to meet a deadline. उसके अंदर क्या हो सकता है कि इलनेस आ सकती है आपकी डेडलाइन को पूरा करने के दौरान, इक्विपमेंट फेलियर हो सकता है, और एन अनएक्सपेक्टेड अर्जेंट एंड इम्पॉर्टेंट कंपीटिंग टास्क इफेक्ट योर प्लान्स. क्या ऐसा नहीं हो सकता? इन दिस केस बी श्योर टू टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू अवॉइड making excuses and to focus on to meet the deadlines. Now we are going to see that what can prevent effective decision making. There are number of factors that can fail or affect decision making. These include not sufficient information. If you do not have enough information, it can feel like you are making a decision without any basis. Take some time to gather the necessary data to inform your decision, even if the time scale is very tight. If necessary, prioritize your information gathering by identifying which information will be most important to you, and the other factor could be too much information, excessive information, and this is the opposite problem, but one that is seen surprisingly often, having so much conflicting information that it is impossible to see the wood for the trees. This is sometimes called analysis paralysis and is also used as a tactic to delay organizational decision making, with those involved demanding ever more information before they can decide. This problem can often be resolved by getting everyone together to decide what information is really important and why, and by setting a clear time scale for decision making, including an information gathering stage. और एक और सबसे बड़ी जो रुकावट जो हो सकती है वो है कि किसी चीज़ की डिसीजन लेने में involvement of so many people. Making decisions by committee is difficult. Everyone has their own views and their own values, and while it's important to know what these views are and why and how they are important, it may be essential for one person to take responsibility for making a decision. Sometimes any decision is better than none. नेक्स्ट फैक्टर देख लेते हैं आप, वेस्टेड इंटरेस्ट्स. डिसीजन मेकिंग प्रोसेस often founder under the weight of vested interests. These vested interests are often not overtly expressed, कि उसको ज़ाहिरी तौर पे या बता के नहीं बताते लोग, but may be a crucial blockage because they are not overtly expressed. It is hard to identify them clearly and therefore address them, but it can sometimes be possible to do so by exploring them with someone outside the process but in a similar position. क्योंकि किसी चीज़ को पता चलाने के लिए आपको अपने रुतबे के मुताबिक किसी शख्स के साथ डील करना चाहिए, ना कि अपनी कंपनी का गॉसिप बना देना. इट कैन ऑल्सो हेल्प टू एक्सप्लोर द रैशनल इंट्यूटिव आस्पेक्ट्स with all stakeholders, usually with an external facilitator to support the process. अगला है जी, too much emotional attachment. People are often very attached to the status quo. Decisions tend to involve the prospect of change, which many people find difficult. For more about overcoming this, the change management, but also remember that deciding not to decide is also a decision. It's very important thing. And on number 6 we see that no emotional attachment at all. Sometimes it's difficult to make a decision because you are just you just don't care one way or the other. In this case, a structured decision making process can often help by identifying some very real pros and cons of particular actions. कि उसके अंदर ये देख लेना कि इसके अंदर ये काम ठीक क्यों नहीं हो रहा, that perhaps you hadn't thought about before. Many different techniques of decision making have been developed, ranging from simple rule of thumb to extremely complex procedures. The method used depends on the nature of the decision to be made and how complex it is. For effective decision making, a framework of 7-stage model is being presented here. This slide describes one possible framework for making effective decisions. It is a 7-stage model and was originally designed for use in groups and organizations. However, there is no reason why we cannot use the same method or a simplified form for decisions at homes, institutions, organizations. The important aspect is to go through all the stages to decide that they are relevant for the current situation. Number 1, listening possible solutions. To come up with a list of all the possible solutions and options available, it is usually appropriate to use a group or individual problem solving process. This process could include brainstorming or some other idea gathering process. This stage is important to overall decision making process, as a decision will be made from a selection of fixed choices. Always remember to consider the possibility of not making a decision or doing nothing, and be aware that both options are actually potential solution in themselves. And number 2, must setting a time scale and deciding who is responsible for the decision. In deciding how much time to make available for the decision making process, it helps to consider the following. जब हम ये डिसाइड कर लेते हैं तो how much time is available to spend on this decision? Is there a deadline for making a decision, and what are the consequences of missing this deadline? अगर हम उस टाइम पे पूरा नहीं करेंगे तो क्या हो सकता है? Is there an advantage in making a quick decision? How important is it to make a decision? How important is it that the decision is right? Will spending more time improve the quality of the decision? Remember that sometimes a quick decision is more important than the right decision, and that at other times the reverse is true, कि जो जल्दी हो जाती है तो वो उस टाइम के लिए वो बेहतरीन होती है, लेकिन इन द लॉन्ग रन ज़्यादा टाइम वाली बेटर होती है. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर द डिसीजन. बिफोर मेकिंग अ डिसीजन you need to be clear who is going to take responsibility for it. Remember that it is not always those making the decision who have to assume responsibility for it. Is it an individual, a group or an organization? इसमें आपको बड़ा क्लियर होना पड़ेगा कि पहले ही डिसाइड कर लें कि who is decision maker. This is a key question because the degree to which responsibility for a decision is shared can greatly influence how much risk people are willing to take. If the decision making is for work, then it is helpful to consider the structure of the organization. Is the individual responsible for their decisions or does the organization hold ultimate responsibility? कैंड के ऊपर सारा कुछ उसको तो नहीं मुर्दे इल्ज़ाम ठहरा दिया जाएगा, या अगर कोई चीज़ गलत हो जाती है तो जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है वो अपने ऊपर भी जिम्मेदारी ले लेगी. Who has to carry out the course of action decided? Who will it affect if something goes wrong? Are you willing to take responsibility for a mistake? Finally, you need to know who can actually make the decision. When helping a friend, colleague, or client to reach a decision, in most circumstances the final decision and responsibility will be taken by them. जिस तरह हम सारे फ्रेंड्स मिलके कर लेते हैं, कोलीग्स मिलके कर लेते हैं, तो हम सारे कहते हैं कि हम उसके जिम्मेदार हैं. Whenever possible and if it is not obvious, it is better to agree firmly who is responsible for a decision. This idea of responsibility also highlights the need to keep a record of how any decision was made, what information it was based on, and who was involved. Enough information needs to be kept to justify that decision is the future, so that if something does go wrong, it is possible to show that ये मेरी अकेले की गलती नहीं है, इस टाइम के ऊपर इसने ये कहा था, उस वक्त ये हालात थे, और वो जो सारा नॉलेज उन्होंने राइट अप किया हुआ है, और एंड गिवन द नॉलेज यू हेल्ड एट दैट टाइम. फिर information gathering. Before making a decision, all relevant information needs to be gathered. If there is inadequate or outdated information, then it is more likely that a wrong decision might be made. If there is a lot of irrelevant information, the decision will be difficult to make and it will be easier to become distracted by unnecessary factors. कि ऐसे ही बीच में से बहुत सारे फजूल किस्म के जो उससे रेलिवेंट भी नहीं है, तो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन इर्द गिर्द की इकट्ठी कर लेने जो कि टाइम वेस्टर हो. You therefore need up to date, accurate information on which to make decision. However, the amount of time spent on information gathering has to be weighed against how much you are willing to risk making the wrong decision. In a group situation, such as at work, it may be appropriate for different people to research different aspects of the information required. जैसे कि different people might be allocated to concentrate their research on costs, facilities, availability and so on, कि अपने अपने वो हिस्से उन्हें बांट दिए जाएं. You may find the pages in research method sections and useful information gathering stage of decision making. And then number 4, weighing up the risks involved. One key question is how much risk should be taken in making the decision. ये बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी चीज़ है. Generally, the amount of risk an individual is willing to take depends on the seriousness of the consequences of taking the wrong decision. और फिर the benefits of making the right decisions, ये भी साथ साथ चलता है. Not only how bad the worst outcome might be, but also know that how likely that outcome is to happen. It is also useful to consider that the risk of the worst possible outcome occurring might be, and to decide if the risk is acceptable. The choice can be between going all out for success or taking a safe decision. For more about risk, see that risk management should be considered, that how to deal with that. And on number 5 stage, deciding on values. Again, very important step. Everybody has their own unique set of values, what they believe to be important. The decisions that you make will ultimately be based on your values. That means that the decision that is right for you may not be right for someone else. If the responsibility for a decision is shared, it is therefore possible that one person might not have the same values as the others. And weighing up the pros and cons, it is impossible to compare different solutions and options by considering the possible advantages and disadvantages of each. Some organizations have a formal process that is required at this stage, including a financial assessment. So check beforehand if you are making a decision at work. One good way to do this is to use a balance sheet, weighing up the pros and cons, benefits and costs associated with that solution. Try to consider each aspect of the situation in turn and identify both good and bad. For example, start with cost, then move on to staffing aspects, then perhaps presentational issues. ठीक है? Last but not the least, making the decision. Finally, it's time to actually make the decision. Your information gathering should have provided sufficient data on which to base a decision, and You now know the advantages and disadvantages of each option. It is, as the television program Opportunity Knocks had its make your minds up time warning sort of thing. You may get to this stage and have a clear winner but still feel uncomfortable. If that is the case, don't be afraid to revisit the process. You may not have listed all the pros and cons, or you may have placed an unsuitable weighting on one factor. For important decisions, it is worth always keeping a record of the steps you followed. And then, finally, and perhaps most importantly, once you have made a decision, don't waste your time thinking about what if something does go wrong and you need to revisit the decision, then do so. But otherwise, accept the decision and move on. And once you have made a decision, don't waste your time thinking about what ifs. Just implement it and do it. And this slide has set out one decision making technique that you may like to use. Remember, though, that no technique can substitute for good judgment and clear thinking. All decision making involves individual judgment, and systematic technique are merely there to assist those judgments. Dear students, these are the references from where the slides has been taken, and thank you very much for your time and listening.